Perfect.
Welcome into Tips for Gamers. Here, even your craps will become glorious. In today's video, we're going to be showing you how to get injured players off your team in Madden 22. Regardless of if you just started a new franchise or you are 8,000 years into the future with your current team, injuries can be a pain. If a player is injured in the last year of his contract, that can make things pretty hard on your team. A good rule of thumb that we've talked about a lot of times for most players on the last year of their contract is to trade him if he isn't absolutely necessary in order to win a championship. Unfortunately, this year there are a lot more injuries than normal. There is no option to release them when they are injured. However, there are other options that you can do to get them off of your team. So what you're going to do is you're going to click on Manage Roster. From here, you're going to go to NFL Rosters. Now, this is going to help you do this quicker because there are certain glitches in this game that make it very annoying. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on a random player, such as Kevin Byard, and then I'm going to go to Trade Away. Now, when you're in this screen, there are things that you could do to actually make it easier on yourself. You could take a mental note if you have a good memory. You could also write them down, or there's another step of what you can do as well. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove Kevin Byard. Now, this works for players that are on the IR as well. Okay, you can't release them, but you can trade them away. So, for example, I have Moore who's on the injury list. Now, you can't see here that he's injured. One thing you can do is you can click X on them, or the equivalent, the view player card for whatever system that you're running. And then you'll see at the bottom of the screen, it says complete ACL tear, out for 42 weeks, and all this, different hoopla. Now, if this is for a more expensive player, you're not going to want to just add up a bunch of players here. And, and I would trade these two guys away. I even believe he's injured as well. So I would take Hudson. So I'm trading all three of these guys. Now, these guys aren't valuable, but if it is a valuable guy, I would pack it with two guys who are injured who are not valuable, have the main point man for the trade, scroll through, get a good value for him. Because the thing that really sucks is if the guy's coming up on a contract and he's injured, that makes it very tough. You can sign him, but if you weren't planning on signing him, you were going to trade him away and then he gets injured, you can still do that. It's just you got to kind of go around it because you can't really release these guys. So what I would do here, since these guys really aren't worth that much, I'd just go 5th round pick. Said no. I could try to do the 6th round pick. They're probably going to smudge me, or just do a 7th round pick of next year. Could do this year if I wanted as well. This year would probably be a little bit more valuable because then I'd be able to take those picks and trade them away during the draft. I wouldn't trade those 7th round picks away right now. I would trade them away during the draft. You'll move up like to a 6th spot, maybe a 5th if you're really lucky. But that's typically the price range. But this is exactly how you get rid of all of the injured players on your team. There's no reason to have anybody, regardless of, if they are on the IR or not. You can trade them away. And the Tennessee Titans have had just a buttload of injuries. They're getting ready to break the record. If not, they've already broken the record for most injured players in a season for a team. And it is just insane. And as you can see here, it's a lot of guys too who are not really that talented. Most of the guys who are going to be injured on most teams are not going to be super talented unless you have a very good team. But some of these guys here, like AJ Brown, obviously I wouldn't trade him away. Henry wouldn't trade him away. But if you had to trade him away, you could. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video.
Perfect.